Morning. So my name's Michael Bailey. I'm a solution consultant here at Pega. And I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes or so exciting you about the possibilities Pega provides by breaking the shackles of code. So Alan's talked a lot about some great concepts that we're going to try and show you. The possibilities of engaging with your customers, automating your operations, and really changing at the speed of business without limits. Because everyone nowadays is a consumer of technology, everywhere from my wife's 89-year-old Nana, who'd recently got her first smartphone and started to use some online services and trying to text, right down to my 6-year-old son, who you give him anything technical and suddenly he's getting into the settings, trying to change things, trying to get online. He's away laughing. And my son, in a few years' time, is going to be a customer that all of you are going to try and engage with. And he may end up coming to tech conference just like this one. And when he does, he's going to take things like AI and robotic automation completely for granted. It'll just happen. Just like at the moment we take things like mobile and the internet completely for granted. Because today's consumers, they know what they want. I know what I want. They want an experience to be seamless. They want it to be consistent. They want it to be easy. They don't really care that there's a lot of back-end silos and problems and legacy systems that you have to hook together to actually make that experience seamless. They want it to be easy and they want it to be simple. And this is really the challenge that organizations are trying to address with digital transformation. Because digital transformation is actually about the convergence of customer engagement and digital process automation, which Alan talked about before. Essentially be able to engage across all generations in real time with enough automation and muscle to actually get work done, fulfill the promise. To do that, you actually need AI to better engage with your customers in real time while providing that technology to actually provide that seamless experience. And you actually need to do this on a platform that lets you build for change. Because in a digital world, as we talked about, change is the only constant. At Pega, we've actually believed in this for 34 years. Back in the old days, it was things like bringing process and rules together. It was about bringing business and IT together, and about bringing rich apps and a flexible platform. But as we move forward, we're going to need to bring AI and robotic automation together. We're going to need to bring customer engagement and digital process automation together. So we set out to create software that really empowers that digital transformation, software that's limitless, continuous, and future-proof. And that's why, as Alan said, at Pega World last June, we announced Pega Infinity, which was our biggest software launch ever. We're really excited about Pega Infinity and all the spectacular features and functions that it comes with. But it's not actually about the number of features that we have, although there's a lot. It's about the impact that it can have on your business and the impact that it has on your customers. Because we believe things like AI and machine learning, while an incredible opportunity to optimize every engagement, they really need some special touches there. So our customers are using Pega AI to interact with 1.5 billion customers every year. It's a lot of people. And you may not know this, but for instance, if you're a customer of CBA, although obviously that was in the slide before, or maybe if you're a customer of Foxtel here, you've gone through customs through the Australian border recently, you've traveled on British Airways or Transavia in Europe, and I want to see a show of hands, anybody who's been arrested in the state of New Jersey? No? Just me? Okay. I haven't really. You've engaged with Pega. Unfortunately today, when we talk about things like customer engagement, a lot of marketers are still thinking segments. They want to create a segment, they've got some products, they're going to try and throw those out there and just see what lands, what happens. There's a lot of handcrafting, figuring out what customers want. But at Pega, we believe there's actually a better way with Pega Infinity. So one of the new things that we brought out with Pega Infinity is a concept of self-optimizing campaigns. So what this really is it lets marketers basically set a goal. What are they trying to achieve? Is it about reducing churn? Is it about increasing acquisition? And they can basically use the Pega AI to work out what are the best products to send. Learn over time. So let's have a little look and see what happens here. So you can define a segment up front, or the marketing engine will help you do that, and it will send out the first wave. It'll see how people respond. It'll remix, relearn, send out the second wave, the third wave, so on and so forth, and get better every time. Now, what happens if something unexpected goes on, like a competitor brings out a brand new product? What the AI will start to do is remove offers that are no longer performing and replace them with better performing offers. So this is a really great example of real machine learning that can set your organization on a path to one-to-one marketing. We also brought out a capability called Augmented Agent. So anyone who's sat in a call center, they know this will be absolute gold. So in a channel such as chat, the text channel, we're watching and we're learning what's being sent to customers. What are they responding to? What works? And the Augmented Agent will start to suggest, hey, this is a good thing to send to the customer. And it will offer the agent, maybe you should send this to the customer. And it will learn over time what works and what doesn't. And as it gets better and better and actually learns what's a really high certainty that this is the right answer, it'll actually send that automatically. So you can start to really reduce that handle time in your call centers. We're committed to making sure organizations are engaging with customers effectively, because engagement is a really critical part of that digital transformation. Another great thing here that we brought out is next best moment. Now, next best action, I'm sure everybody's heard that term a lot, and that's the what. Next best action, what are we going to send to them? But what it's missing is the time dimension. When is the best time to actually offer that to a customer? So next best moment introduces that time dimension, and we're using deep learning to understand at what point in time is that action actually going to be necessary. In this example, we've got a customer who in 15 to 30 days is more likely to want to talk about a mortgage product. And now that we can predict that, we can also trigger that right one-to-one interaction at the moment that the customer is actually ready to talk to us. AI is great. I love AI. But unfortunately, a lot of AIs these days are black boxes. So in an industry first, Pega brought out the T-switch. So the T-switch is transparency, being able to understand the AI that we're using across our applications, how transparent is it being? Do I need to toggle that? In the world of GDPR and privacy concerns, this is critical. Because as Alan said, you've got to potentially explain why the decision was made. So we want to give you the tools and the capabilities to understand what is my AI doing, and do I need to actually tweak it and tune it? So we built AI, artificial intelligence, into everything in Pega Infinity, so you can engage with your customers far more effectively. Now, it's all great engaging with customers, fantastic, but unless you can fulfill that promise, unless you can bring the muscle, unless you can automate, you're not going to be helping them. So, Pega is the only CRM solution with robotic automation that's fully baked in. It's the only no-code platform with robotic automation baked in. And when we say baked in, we don't mean some loose partnership agreement announcement that went on, where you've got to negotiate with multiple vendors and multiple tools. We mean when you buy Pega Infinity, you get the robots included. And Pega Infinity is packed with a continuum of robots. Let's have a look at some examples here. So one really great example, if you've ever sat in a call center, this will be absolute gold, is Start My Day. So we can actually use our robotic automation to open up those old legacy applications, log in automatically, and arrange them on the screen. That can save a huge amount of time, but it actually gets your staff helping your customers sooner. We have robots, as Alan talked about, that can actually monitor your systems, understand who's using what, how are they moving data from one system to the other system manually, what can we automate, how do we need to coach our staff to actually work better. We've got task bots. I've got a few bots here. Task bots, so this is where there is a back-end process that can be fully automated. Why not hand it off to a robot behind the scenes? These robots can ramp up and down, depending on demand. They don't take breaks. They'll just work as much as they need to. But it's a great way to supplement your frontline staff, so you take away the busy work from them. We've got data bots. So one thing that robots do really, really, really well is get data in and out of systems. So we've actually taken our robots and put them into the data layer of the application. So it's really simple for you to be able to use them where potentially an API isn't available, or a system, it's going to be too expensive to do that for the project. And then when the data is available via an API, which is a much better way to integrate, you can just swap it out. So you don't have to use robots forever. We've got chatbots. Wouldn't be a presentation these days without a chatbot. But the difference here, the real difference, is that our chatbots get work done. We're not just having a conversation here. We can actually do a process. We can run an end-to-end journey all through a conversational UI. And we've also got email bots. So email has been around a little while. And the problem with email is it's unstructured. But this is your email on AI. So what we're doing is we're using natural language processing to read the email content, understand the sentiment, understand what is the context, what is this person trying to do. Then we'll actually go into the text of the email and the attachments, and we'll extract what we call entities, which is the highlighted pieces of text, locations, products, dates, whatever else might be relevant. And then we can use that, we structure the email, so then we can actually straight through process it into, say, a case. Really reducing that handle time. This is a clear example of applying artificial intelligence to create a really stunning customer engagement. So again, I would be amiss if I didn't mention Pega World. And I'm sure everyone's already on their phones registering, booking their tickets. I'm absolutely going to be there. And one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is the annual famous Alan Treffler pool party. So I thought I need to look my best, right? The boss is going to be watching. I need to look my best. So I went to my favorite retailer when I'm going to Vegas. I go to Vegas Vines. And I ordered a package, but it hasn't turned up. I got it sent here. I don't know if anyone sent a package. Oh, hang on, there's a courier coming. Hurry up, mate. Clock's ticking. Oh, I'll bring this over.
To get in high vis.
Cheers. Oh, I'll put that there so it's nice and easy. Oh, sweet. You've already opened it. What's going on? You're just checking my mail. OK. Fantastic. All right, here we go. So got my invoice there, my mask, my snorkel. Cool. Got my togs. I'm a Kiwi, by the way. So it's the right style, it's the right color, but I'm not sure this is going to fit. So I'm going to have to return these. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to have to put in a return. It's going to take a little while. So, but luckily, Vegas Vines, they're a Pega Infinity customer. So I know that I can call the call center, could go on their app and actually start my return there as well, go and talk to their chatbot, actually get something done. Or I could even talk to my Google Home or Alexa and say, hey, I want to return a product. But when it comes to swimwear and it comes to Pega World, I'm old school. I'm going to send an email. So with that in mind, Jeff, can you come up here and give me a hand? This is Jeff Ainsworth, everybody.
Yeah, no problems. I can give you a hand with that. First things first is security first, password 123. OK. Now, look, before I process the return, Michael, look, do you mind if I just take a couple of moments to show some examples of Pega Infinity's customer engagement and digital process automation?
Yeah, no dramas. Let's do that.
OK. Right. So I'm going to assume the role of a Vegas Vines customer service agent. And I'm logged into Pega here with my dashboard. I can see a few things on the screen of importance to me. First of all, the channels that I'm serving. So we'll notice up the top here that I have my calls, chats, and in this case, I'm also serving email. Now, before I get started with my work here, I've got to open up a few legacy applications. All organisations, well, most organisations have got some older applications that we need to get data in and out to during the day. Now, that's a bit of a pain to start up and awfully slow. So let me do that first. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Let me use Pega Robotics. Michael talked about it in his slides there about the Start My Day. I'm just going to go up the top here. I'm going to click the Start My Day. And what this is going to do is it's going to use our robotics to open up those legacy applications, sign me in, position them on the screen that makes sense for me as a call center agent so I can work throughout the day. So that's up and running.
Nice.
OK, so I've got those up, and now it's probably time to get some work done. So we could see those calls and chats. Oh, yeah, let's jump straight to the email. I've got nothing to do at the top. I want to get on my email. I've got to change my shipping address there. It looks like it's high priority. Let's action it. Right, what do we got? Okay, I've got an email from my platinum customer, Megan Markle.
The name sounds really familiar. I don't know if anybody else.
Looks like she's moving to London. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Let's have a look at what's going on here. First is we can notice at the top that Pega has identified the sentiment as positive. Megan's pretty happy, I'm sure, moving to London. The next thing it's done is it's gone through and it's worked out and analysed the email to say, actually, you know what, this is a change shipping address. And it's done it with high enough confidence to automatically create an updated shipping request case for me, ready to go, making my life easier. Now, what it's also done is it's used natural language processing to go through and identify some entities or some key information. You'll notice it's highlighted London and a postal address there, and it's actually brought those across and placed them into the appropriate fields.
Great. Well, but it's missed out the street address. Why hasn't it picked up the street there?
You're right, you're spot on. Now, in this case, she's moving to Kensington Palace, which I don't think is a normal street address. I mean, I'm not sure if you live...
I don't personally live in a palace.
Right, okay. Alan? No. Let's actually deal with this, yeah? Okay, so I'll highlight it. That's what I want the street address to be. Let me right-click on it, and I'm going to say, you know what, assign that to the street address. And you'll see that come across.
Yeah.
Now, the key thing here, though, is just as part of doing my everyday job, I've actually started to train the AI. So the next time we get an address that's similar to this, Pega's going to have a better chance of automating that for me.
Fantastic.
So, for example, if we get another address like...
Buckingham Palace?
Buckingham Palace.
I don't think she's moving to Buckingham Palace.
I don't think she's moving to Buckingham Palace anytime soon. Okay, so we've done with that one. Let's get that one finished.
Let's get it done.
I'm going to hit submit, and what I'll do is I'll now get the next item in my queue. Okay.
So that doesn't look like English.
That is not English, that's 100% sure. That's Japanese. Now what's going on here, Pega has routed that through to someone who can actually deal with Japanese.
Wait. You speak Japanese?
Mochiron, hanashimasu. Of course I do.
You learn something new every day.
So I'll help the crowd out here a little bit. I'm not sure how many can speak Japanese. I'm sure there's a few out there. Let's have a look what we've got. Okay, Naomi Osaka, again, platinum customer, #1 tennis player in the world, has sent us an email, and she is saying that she is going to be moving to Tokyo.
Great.
She's telling us that she's not going to buy trophy polish from us anymore because her friend Serena has given all of hers to her because she's not going to need it anymore. But she does want to keep buying our tennis shorts, and she wants to keep getting our t-shirts.
Right.
So what you want to do looks like find out if she can get them shipped to Japan. So in this case, Pega's also read this. Yeah, it's in another language, but it's identified that, again, this category here is going to be around shipping information. Now, this time it wasn't certain enough to automate that for us. So it's leaving it up to me as the agent to make that decision. Now, Pega makes that easy for me, though, because down the bottom of the screen, it's already suggesting some replies. It's saying, hey, do you want to set the shipping information? And it's also providing me that language. So I can simply click on that now. It brings up my reply. That's a templated reply to make sure I've got that consistent look and feel. And I can go ahead and I can send that.
Easy.
Now, the important thing here is Pega allows me, as both Alan and Michael talked about, to deal with the different situations of my business. So whether it be region or language, I'm able to specialize that and send that out all within one platform. Okay, that's gone off. It looks like we do go to Japan. Yep, FedEx is right. Let's move on. Okay, one more.
So that's English, but I'm not sure I quite understand what it says. What language is that?
Yeah, okay. This particular customer, T-Swift, very good customer of ours, but she doesn't speak in the same language as you or I. Let's have a look at it. I thought this shirt would belong with me, but it's not my style. Shake it off, there's no bad blood.
Emojis.
Some emojis, yeah.
Some form of millennial, maybe?
I think that's millennial. I think she wants to return a shirt is what I translate that as.
That makes sense.
Okay, now in this case, Pega hasn't been able to work it out, and over time it'll learn. But in this case, we don't know.
Wait. It has actually highlighted some text. Why is it doing that, Jeff?
Yeah, okay, good point.
Those aren't products or locations or dates. What is it doing?
No, that's right. Truth be told, we've actually trained the AI in this instance to learn Taylor Swift songs.
Oh, Jeff.
I know, it's very sad, it's very sad. Go Taylor. But look, what we wanted to show you here is, the power of Pega. The learning isn't just about those things such as addresses and customers, etc. It can be deal with all the different aspects of your specific organisation or business. So we provide the tools, and we provide the ability for you to train the AI, so you don't necessarily need a data scientist to get great results out of the system.
Great. So what are we going to do here? Because it hasn't actually picked up a category because it's so weird and vague.
Yes, yep, okay. Well, I've got the option down here to process this, and I'll do that.
I'll get out of everyone's way.
Let's do a product return. Reason for return doesn't, customer does not like the style. I think that's the translation.
Yep, okay.
Okay, now I'm going to submit now. Now, before I do, Vegas Vines, like a lot of the organisations, we've got to take this and we've got to update a bunch of other systems. Yep. And those are the systems that I started up earlier in the day.
So we can spend the next 10 minutes copying and pasting, Alt-Tab. You guys are really excited by that, right?
Yeah, we might make some errors, and you know what it's going to cost us? It's going to cost us the most valuable thing, which is time. And I'm sure, as much as you'd love to see that, let's make that easy.
Okay.
We're going to do it with Pega Robotics, okay? Now, I want you to watch very closely because this is going to happen quite quickly.
Nobody blink.
I'll hit submit. And we can see it's brought up those applications. The robots are hard at work transferring the information. Oh, that's it. We're done.
We're done?
We're done. That's how quick it can be.
That was fast.
Now, truth be told, for this demonstration, we had to slow that down.
Well, that's the slow version.
That's the slow version. And in actual fact, when we're using our robotics, we won't even see those things on the screen. Pega Robotics can take the information from Pega and other applications, and it can process us through these robotics. It's very powerful stuff.
Great. So I can see you've dealt with all them, but what about me? I know you've got the VIPs, but surely I'm a VIP as well. Can I get my return done, please?
Let's do your return.
Okay, awesome.
How about you send that email you need to send us?
I'm just going to grab a phone here and I'll take some photos. Oh, actually, we got my phone up on the screen. We do. Fantastic. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I got my my invoice here, so we'll just get a photo of that. We got my amazing swimsuit. And we'll get a photo of that. Great. So let me just go and put this in an email. That one too. So I'm going to send this to Vegas Vines. That's item return. And you sent me the wrong size. I want to exchange it for size extra medium. See attached. I'm going to send it in, so surely you're going to have to process this.
Yes, yep.
It'll come in there any minute, right?
Flying through the internet as we speak, Australia's super fast internet.
Yeah. So let me just have a look here. So hang on, I got an email back. You can see, it's saying that my return's already on its way. What happened? Because you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything, but you gave me enough information. You gave
Really?
Pega enough information to deal with that.
Can we have a look? Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I want to see what actually happened.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Well, let's come in here and we'll do a quick search for you. Michael Bailey. And let's bring up your last interaction with us. Now, what actually occurred there before I dive into this is that we had a few things going for us. One, we received that invoice, and we also received the image you've got there. So we were able to use things like our optical character recognition to read that invoice, to get that information. We were able to use image processing to actually work out what the picture was, all in order to make this as
So I can see you picked up the size.
Yes.
But what about the images? How can we see what?
Yeah, let's jump into that. Now, before I do, I should also point out that Pega has passed the email as we expected, just like before, and picked up that it was an order return, 92%, so very high confidence there, hence why it went straight through.
Right.
So, yeah, let's look at the other data that we actually picked up here. Click on View Analysis, and we'll actually see a range of information. As I said, that's not only coming from the email, because if you remember, the email was very basic, but however, we got the order number, we got the items, etc., and that's been classified in, so we're talking about getting that unstructured data and matching it through to our structured case. So we got the order number there. Let's look at those images and actually see how it processed those. So image number 1, which was, invoice, 92%.
Pretty easy.
Quite good. Let's see how we did it with number 2. Yeah, okay, I think
close.
I think Pega got it spot on.
Really?
Yeah, it's learning as it goes about your style. a great thing here, Michael just had to send that through with that basic information we made as easy as possible. Pega's able to take that and take it through the next step. And in this case, that was sending the email back, and won't be long until he'll have his item delivered and ready for Pega World.
Go Pega World, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. Everybody, Jeff, we'll just get this out of the way. So that was a really awesome example of actually bringing the convergence of that AI and that robotic automation in the form of the intelligent virtual assistant for email. It really allows organizations to engage with their customers and actually get work done, but effectively. Now, it's all well and good engaging with your customers, automating your processes, but if you can't change them, you're stuffed. So, this is why, when we talk about change, we talk about build for change, because, change is actually, it's a constant in the digital world. You've got to be able to change. And Pega Infinity lets you build for change your applications, free from the shackles of code. You don't need to code. So with Pega Infinity, we actually, completely reimagined how we do this, and we brought out a capability called the App Studio. So let's have a look at this. So this is the environment that your no-code developers or even your business staff can use to get a clear understanding of the different personas and roles that are working in your applications. Across the top of the screen, we can see what are the channels, what are the roles, what are the pieces of the puzzle that people that will actually interact with this application. An example there being a Facebook chatbot. So it's really clear where this application is being used. We're also able to manifest those journeys. We can show what are the journeys that exist in this application. So I know what are my customers interacting with, and I can drill down and actually then go and work on those. It gives you control to understand those journeys from end to end. AI is throughout the Pega Infinity platform, and in this kind of interface, we want to show you what AI is being used and how is it performing. So that it's very easy for you to be able to swap them out if one's not working well, or go into the T-switch and actually make some changes. This is one really cool feature, because I'm a bit of a nerd, is being able to visualize the data that's flowing in and out of your application. Because there's going to be data that lives within Pega, within, say, for example, customer service here, and there's going to be data that lives in your legacy systems, and there may even be data that is being brought in and out by robots, and we can show that in a nice flow. It's really obvious here to be able to see where's my information coming from. And we're actually able to manifest the situational layer cake. So it's not just some sort of thing in an architect's brain. And actually show the users what are the layers of my application, what are my baseline business processes, and what are the components that I can reuse when I'm developing my next application. So my intent for the last 30 minutes or so was to really show you new ways that you can engage with your customers using artificial intelligence. New ways that you can automate your business using robotic automation. And new ways that you can build and innovate your enterprise applications that are limitless. So, as everyone's plugged, I really hope that you have some time to go back to the Smart Bar and to visit our partners to sort of see how this stuff manifests and real examples, demonstrations. Go have a look, get your hands dirty. But we're really excited about Pega Infinity. It's the biggest software launch we've ever done. But more importantly, critical, we're really excited about the impact it's going to have on your business and your customers. Thank you.